wir gehen in die Reaction rein von Seah Shepherd. Verfolgungsjagd auf hoher See, eine Doku von Arte. Ich glaube, das ist das erste Mal, dass wir auf Arte reacted haben. Kann das sein? Ich glaube tatsächlich ja. Ich bin auf jeden Fall sehr gespannt. Das ist ein etwas längeres Video. Wir sind jetzt bei 1,36 und 51 Sekunden, aber sehr wahrscheinlich wird sich jede einzelne Sekunde lohnen. Denn wenn wir schon über Veganismus reden und wenn wir schon darüber sprechen, dass wir andere schützen müssen, dann wie wäre es, wenn wir uns nicht nur auf unsere Landtiere beziehen? Das tun wir ja prinzipiell sowieso nicht in den Debatten. Aber wie wäre es, wenn wir nochmal ganz von unserem Land weggehen? Von unserem festen Boden, auf dem wir stehen? Wie wäre es, wenn wir in die tiefen Gefilde des Meeres hinausgehen? Und wer wäre da nicht besser als der beste Tierschutzverein, Tierrettungsverein, Tierrechtsrettungsschutzverein als Seah Shepherd? Denn so wie wir es beim letzten Mal in einer Debatte nämlich hatten, hatte uns jemand bestätigt, dass bei Seah Shepherd nur Leute auf das Boot dürfen, wenn sie vegan leben. Und dementsprechend freut es uns wahrscheinlich zu sehen, dass es noch andere Menschen auf der Welt gibt, die sich für Tierrechte einsetzen. Nur halt eben um die es heute noch bestritten ist, dass sie empfindungsfähig sind. Das hatten wir ja auch, dank unserer Orca-Maus, Master Connor, der uns immer wieder mit Rätseln und immer wieder mit Quizzes auf der Stage begnügt. Nach unseren Debatten haben wir da schon einiges über unsere Meeresbewohner lernen dürfen und deswegen gehen wir jetzt in seine vorgeschlagene Videoidee. Mal schauen. Nee, ist es nicht. Also ja, ist es. Beim Anglerschein wird immer noch die Frage gestellt, ob sie empfinden können. Und dann ist die richtige Antwort, dass es halt noch umstritten ist. Es galt lange das Gerücht, dass Fische nicht empfindungsfähig sind, dass sie halt nicht fühlen können, aber nachgewiesen ist, dass sie gerade um den Mund herum, da wo ja meistens dann der Haken zubeißt, weil sie zubeißen, das meiste Empfinden stattfindet und die meisten Nervenbündel dort auch sind und sie deswegen massive Schmerzen sogar erleiden. Die sind genauso empfindungsfähig wie wir. Nicht in dem Ausmaße, aber trotzdem, ne? Wir wollen ja nicht darüber... Wir machen ja keine Skala auf. Und wenn alles, wenn unter den grünen Bereich kommt, dann töten wir es. Sondern die Skala ist beginnend, egal in welchem Ausmaß, das empfindungsfähige Individuum, das wir haben. Und das sind Fischis.
The ocean produces oxygen. The ocean regulates temperature, climate control. The ocean provides food, all of these things that are essential for our survival.
Take a breath. Now take another breath. And that second breath comes from the oceans. And that's how people's lives are impacted. You have to have an interest in their survival.
What we're seeing in the ocean is a steady decline of biodiversity in the sea, the destruction of the fishes.
There are studies which estimate the global illegal catch of fish is between 12 and 23 billion. So there is definitely an organized crime business model. They are forging government documents, making false customs declarations. They're engaged in corruption of officials.
Wir sprechen ja in unserem Aktivismus immer davon, dass 80 Milliarden Landtiere getötet werden und dass es mehrere Billionen Meerestiere sind. Wenn man jetzt darüber nachdenkt, dass das jetzt hier auch noch illegaler Fischfang ist, ich glaube nicht, dass der in den Zahlen mit einberechnet ist. Ich glaube, das würde natürlich die Opferzahl wesentlich höher treiben.
What we're looking at is murder of the ocean. And if the ocean dies, we die.
I just don't see how we can go straight
Antarktik.
through that. We're just going to take a pounding. Simple misery. It's an area of the world that there's very little break in the ocean. The low pressure systems just travel one after the other after the other. It's a notoriously rough part of the world.
For the past 10 years, Seah Shepherd has been defending whales in the Southern Ocean. This year, we're defending Patagonian and Antarctic toothfish. The fact that these fish live in the most remote waters in the world makes these poachers feel like they can get away with anything. Working with Seah Shepherd, I've had to make a lot of sacrifices. The biggest thing I miss is my family. It's been 12 years since I've spent a holiday with them, but this is where I have to be.
Mit 12 Jahren hätte ich jetzt nicht gerechnet. Ich hätte jetzt schon damit gerechnet, dass es ein bisschen länger dann dauert, weil wenn man da einmal draußen ist, dann dauert das wahrscheinlich, bis man wieder an Land ist und dann seine Ressourcen aufführt und allem drum dran. Aber dass das dann so lange dauert, ist schon...
Cooking when the ship is rolling is pretty wild. It is definitely quite a bit harder than normal.
This is my first Antarctic campaign. I was the skipper of a game fishing charter boat. I got sick of killing fish for tourists, so I came and joined Seah Shepherd.
I avoid the cold like the plague. So what am I doing going to Antarctica? Well, trying to save the ocean.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. Welcome to the Shadowlands. We are now in the most remote fishing grounds in the world. We're defending Patagonian and Antarctic toothfish. These are vulnerable fish populations that are being targeted by 6 illegal operators. These aren't poachers backed by government like with the Japanese whaling fleet. These are criminal operations that earn millions. It's possible that they're armed, and I have no doubt that they'll be willing to use violence to stop us from intervening. The Thunder and the Viking are 2 vessels that Interpol put out purple alerts for. Our mission is to find these bandits, shut down their illegal fishing activities, confiscate and destroy any illegal fishing gear that we find, and to measure our success by the number of criminal operations that we shut down. Okay, thank you. Let's bag a poacher. There's been quite nasty weather to the north of us for about a week now. The area we're in now has had good weather. This is a place where the poachers have been found before, so it's very likely that they've set up camp here.
That looks like something on the radar.
Yeah, Jeremy, I've got a radar target about 9 miles. It looks like about 11 o'clock. See if you can see anything over that way. Roger that. Oh, look at that.
That's a ship.
Yeah. All right, they just slowed down.
Just turning around.
Another direction.
Looks like they're just running, huh?
Yeah.
I've got 4 buoys in a row right here.
All right, we've got ourselves a fishing boat. There's no legal fishing boats in this area.
Looking good, huh?
It's looking very, very good. Definitely a fishing boat. Stand by once we've got a visual ID on it, and we'll go to action stations.
This is a boat, this is a buoy.
Thunder is one of a group of vessels who've been involved in unregulated fishing in the Southern Ocean for some time. 6 boats, 2 trips a year, $5 million a trip. It's been at it 10 years. We can do the math. And this has been an iconic crime gang. To them, fish is basically money swimming around in the sea. Interpol's a law enforcement organisation, and whilst we support sustainability and good management, law is the key word. There are still significant gaps in enforcement. We cannot chase around the oceans after every single pirate vessel out there. It's a huge amount of effort. There's a lot of crime out there because nobody was looking. Now we are looking.
Fishing vessel Yangding, I order you to leave these waters immediately.
These boats are fishing where there is no surveillance. This is how the criminals get away with it. So we're encouraging the NGOs at sea to use whatever they can to go after illegal fishing.
There's your boat. That really looks like the Thunder. Yeah, that's the Thunder. Yeah. I got the Thunder.
The Thunder is the kingpin of the toothfish poachers. This is a vessel that has evaded justice for 10 years. And we definitely interrupted them as they were fishing. Get Sid on the phone.
There's a bit of nervousness when we set out on these campaigns. There's something really unique about Antarctica. Knowing illegal vessels are operating in this pristine place on this planet and that they've got no business being there fuels you to shut them down.
Sam, Simon, this is Sid.
Hey, Sid. So I have in front of me the Thunder.
You do?
Yep, we've got a visual ID on the vessel. They're leaving their fishing gear behind. They're now running. So we're just going to get in behind them, and then we're going to radio them and place them under arrest.
All right, that's great, Peter. I'm going to try and cover this ground to get to that fishing gear.
Okay. Thanks, Sid.
So he's got the Thunder. We'll get a distance on how far we have to go, but I guess that'll be our first mission to haul in that gear. That's cool. These illegal vessels use illegal fishing nets. Our role will be to pull in this fishing gear so that evidence can be used against the Thunder.
Thunder. This is Bob Barker. Bob Barker, you are fishing illegally.
Sorry, I don't speak English, only speak Spanish.
That's very lucky because we speak Spanish as well. Say, Thunder, you are fishing illegally. Do you have a fishing license number?
Thunder, esto es el Bob Barker. Están pescando ilegalmente.
Estamos navegando en aguas internacionales, cambio. Su barco, ¿qué es lo que es? Lo veo con bandera pirata y eso, ¿qué es lo que es, cambio?
Tell them that there is an Interpol purple notice for them. We're conservation law enforcement. We are placing them under arrest, and they are to come with us to Fremantle, Australia.
Vamos a ponerles bajo arresto para que nos sigan hasta Australia.
No, negativa. Ustedes no tienen ninguna autoridad para arrestar este barco.
Seah Shepherd has a global reputation of shutting down poaching, and it's a reputation that's known best by the poachers that we target. When Seah Shepherd shows up, poachers don't continue fishing illegally, they flee.
Here, to the left of that big iceberg, there looks like a lot of ice in the water.
We might be heading into some pack ice. They may try and see if they can go through the ice faster than we can.
It's clear that the Thunder wants to try to lose us in ice. It wants to intimidate us and force us to break away from pursuit.
I could just see us both getting stuck pretty easily. The one danger you always do worry about in the ice is getting beset. The pack ice closes in behind the vessel pretty rapidly. You certainly can't back up because your propeller and rudder, the most vulnerable parts of the ship, are on the stern. Maybe it's hard to steer at this speed.
We just have to keep bouncing off these like a pinball machine.
You can hear the ice grinding down the side of the ship. It's just a sound that gets right into your stomach.
This ice may look pretty harmless, it's actually as solid as a rock.
Anything a bit more to starboard, Peter?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We gotta push through this.
Ships have hit ice here. Ships have disappeared here with all their crew.
and we're a long way from rescue.
Wollte ich gerade sagen, ne? Also wenn du da stecken bleibst, dann haben wir aber ein Problem.
I'll leave you the bridge then.
Thank you.
Schichtwechsel.
They're slowing down again?
Yeah, they're down to 6.9.
I'll go 6 then.
We lost control. What's happening? Control.
Go on.
We're gonna hit that iceberg.
Go on. Port side, you're gonna hit it.
I'm going on port.
Do you have steering steady?
You lost the steering?
Yeah.
And autopilot doesn't respond?
Autopilot kicked out.
I'm stopping engine. It's on 2, huh? It's not on 1. Damn it.
Wrong gear. Sorry. My fault.
So it's Christmas morning. I miss my family, but all of us agree that being here is important.
We're keenly looking out for the fishing buoys which were spotted by the Bob Barker 9 days ago.
Over the last 10 years, the Thunder's owners have made over $60 million in illegal profits. They've been operating with impunity outside the full reach of the law. Confiscating that gear can build a strong case to help prosecute the Thunder and shut her down.
We should be seeing them, why not? Buoys! Buoys! Oh, yes! Nice! Giacomo, you can ask your deck to come down and get ready for boat launch.
These illegal vessels use a very destructive form of fishing called gill nets, which run for kilometers and sit at the bottom of the ocean. Toothfish are the controllers of the marine ecosystem. Their survival is very important to Antarctica. Not only are they catching the toothfish, they're also catching everything. We need to pull in this fishing gear.
You can tell the Echo to go due west, should have it.
Echo, this is bridge. The points are 0.7 nautical miles due west, over.
The deck, the lines are attached.
So you can start heaving.
Copy that, we start heaving. All right, let's put it in.
This line has been in the water longer than it should be, so it's weighed down by a lot of life that's coming up from 1,500 to 2,000 meters. It's just putting a lot of strain on the line.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Some more tons will be needed.
Stop, 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 stop.
There it goes. Gone.
He's all gone.
Can you get your people on the lookout ships again?
So that's all clear water, is it?
Yeah, I think if you just go right through this, you're out. They're heading out of this.
Immer noch auf der
They're
Spur.
picking up speed, are they?
2.1 knots.
You need a bit more speed here, Anton. Copy that. You could even go out to starboard a bit there.
At this point, they're basically running for home.
What speed are they doing now, Adam?
7.7.
You're just clearing this last bit now.
And we'll just come up on them at 8 knots.
Yo no sé, usted recibe orden de su jefe, Paul Watson. Yo recibo órdenes de mi agencia contratista.
He's not the owner of the ship. It doesn't depend on him. He's just obeying orders. And the same way we are obeying orders from Paul Watson.
You have absolute authority. I don't micromanage our captains at sea, so...
The decision is yours, whatever you wish to take. Well, we certainly found them in
record time, and it really shows you just how easy it is to track them and find them.
Australia could have done it, New Zealand could have done it, yet they don't do it. They're simply
not upholding the law. If they were doing their job, we wouldn't have to do it.
You know, he's really not in command. You know, he takes orders from a criminal. It's a criminal operation, so you
certainly have much more authority than he does. And
you're in the right, he's in the wrong. It's as simple as that.
Boah, schon 587 Kilometer.
You think they're gonna turn west?
I think they already have a couple degrees.
The seas are picking up to almost 8 meters, winds blowing at 40 knots. It's not a comfortable place to be, but it's the place that the thunder decided to take us.
Wenn du da strandest, ne?
They could do damage to our small boats. Let's suit up.
Okay.
Bridge, go ahead. Okay, as soon as you get to the forward-facing bit of our superstructure, you need to clip in right away. In this weather, it's very dangerous to go out on deck. Certainly the biggest risk to any crew member would be going overboard, in which case it's very, very difficult to recover them. Secure it on this heading.
Look out!
Schade.
Alistair, get Seamus to harness in, please. Here's a big one. Hold on.
That is cold.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, you're happy with everything secure?
Yeah, we're happy.
Okay, get back inside.
Da brauchst du auch jemanden, der wirklich gut aufpasst, ne? Ein gutes Auge hat und ganz ruhig dir sagt, was zu tun ist.
Excellent job, thank you. Back on course to match the thunder.
Yeah, it's directly north right now.
This poacher's been trying to do everything to lose us. They've taken us through ice conditions. They took us to some of the worst weather that the Southern Ocean can throw at us, and we just kept on their tail. I don't know what the Thunder's going to do now, but we'll continue fighting on for as long as it takes until these guys are finally in cuffs. remember the damage that these nets cause. These lead lines go down about 2 kilometers because Patagonian and Antarctic toothfish are very, very deep down in the water. These curtains of death are notorious for just killing species until they get pulled out of the water. And it's because we're with the thunder, they're not able to put their gill nets out. The question that I've been getting from law enforcement on land is, what kind of evidence do we have that the thunder was fishing? Yes, we saw them 5 miles away from fishing buoys. Yes, we saw them ready to deploy gear. Yes, we saw gear on deck. But being able to provide this physical evidence helps close the case. The Sam Simon's been outfitted with equipment that is made to pull up these nets.
The line heading down to the nets has snapped.
He's all gone.
I guess just too much tension. Fortunately, gill nets are set with 2 sets of buoys. I'm hoping that we can find a set of buoys at the other end. These nets run up to 130 kilometers long. Just to put that into reference, the Sam Simon sails about 130 kilometers in one day. We'll go around this iceberg and then head to where they spotted the thunder, and then we'll head due west. We're looking for a needle in a haystack. We have to all think of ourselves as being one of the only 30 people on this planet who have the responsibility to go out there and pull that bloody net out of that water. That little thing there, you can see something right ahead. Is it an iceberg?
It's gonna be the buoys from the thunder.
Bridge deck, you have the buoys.
We got them! Yeah, I see it.
Wie viel Glück.
String of buoys, bang ahead. Yes.
Woo! Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Oh, so good.
Hey Peter, sit here. Just calling you with some good news. We started our search pattern and come across another set of buoys.
Well done.
We reckon this is the other end of the set that had the line snap a couple of hours ago. Boat's about to go in and we'll be able to begin operations right away.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
This is kind of our last shot.
Wenn das nicht klappt, dann wird's schlecht. Dann kriegen sie dieses Ding nicht.
2.5
Keine
years ago, I
Beweise.
decided to stop signing petitions and liking things on Facebook and actually take a more direct action approach. I'm not afraid of what's gonna confront me. I just think that if I can't do this, then there's no point doing anything, so bring it on.
So the plan is for us to pick up those buoys connected to the stern of the ship, get the buoys on board, and then keep hauling the gear in. We've got sub-zero temperatures in the water, very, very cold. With the wind and the existing swell, it's pretty dangerous conditions.
Grab it.
Shit.
It's caught.
We're gonna have to unhook it. Nothing's gonna happen unless we unhook it, so make sure that no one touches that.
Ganzer Körpereinsatz. Ins kalte Wasser.
Completely wet. I've lost all feeling in my arms.
Bridge, Echo. Echo, this is Bridge, over. We have the line to the buoy.
I'd have to go into the water up to my net and I'm wet inside my suit.
Everything's numb.
Hey, Crystal, as soon as we've got the buoy, you can climb out. Really sorry, but just hold on.
Copy that.
Everybody knows that when they join a Seah Shepherd ship and they go on a campaign, they're putting their lives on the line. Duty always triumphs.
I just think they get dry.
Line of touch going upwards.
It's coming up. You happy, Brian?
Working perfectly, we're good to go.
Oh yeah.
Crystal, if you leave the boat on the bow line, we'll be able to get you out. And then later we'll retrieve the boat.
And I just really can't feel anything.
So you're 35.9 degrees. So that's lower than normal, but it is in a safe zone. I think we'll be able to warm you up.
Krabbe.
And there's a big fish.
All right, first toothfish and leg coming up.
Toothfish is sold in restaurants as Chilean sea bass. It's mainly a fish that ends up in fancy dinner plates, top-end restaurants, and five-star hotels across the world.
It's a lot worse than that.
So it's not a fish that you would use to feed the hungry children in Africa.
Yeah, there's more coming. They're all in very bad state.
Their survival is very important to control the deep depths of Antarctica. Now, when there's illegal vessels that take apex predators, they're actually causing a collapse of a food chain and of a marine ecosystem that we don't understand. That's the problem with toothfish, that we haven't understood them, but we're ready to eat them.
Bloody great, yeah.
Go in and help.
Oh, it's alive.
Oh my God.
Well done, Sony.
Good job, Tony.
God, it's so good.
Oh my God, that's such a good feeling.
Ich hoffe, er ist dann auch weiter geschwommen. Erstmal kurz erholen von dem Schock, keine Luft mehr zu bekommen. Aber schön, dass wenigstens einer es geschafft hat.
I remember seeing my first iceberg and being in complete awe and feeling like I had left behind the planet that I was used to.
Antarctica is probably the richest ocean that we've got left.
Gill netting has no place in Antarctica, and that gear needs to be put on the back deck of the Sam Simon.
All right, let's keep
Ja, ist ein
going.
sehr schönes Video.
12 days of backbreaking work. We've hauled in close to 50 kilometers of net on
A
board,
spirit.
but our job is far from being over. We're just continuing to find more and more nets that Thunder had laid out.
We're not even close to being finished, and the number of dead animals we've pulled out is astounding, you know?
It feels like it's a airplane crash. There's just the body after another. This is definitely the worst thing that I've ever done in my life.
It's difficult physical work. I think everyone's bodies are tired and aching, and we're not getting enough sleep and hauling in so much dead marine life, and it's awful. But this is what we're here for, and this is what we have to do, and the alternative is to give up, which none of us are prepared to do.
Ja, ist ein Todesnest, ne? Wenn du da einmal vorfährst mit den Flossen, dann kommst du halt nie wieder raus.
Hey, Sid. What's going on?
Got 448, I think, toothfish. That's the total count. We're all dead.
Yep, it's been in the water much longer, I guess, so it's good evidence of the effects of a ghost net.
This net has been down in the ocean for about 9 days. It's basically killing endlessly.
Well done to you and the crew, Sid. And the Thunder decides to resume their illegal fishing, then we're going to stop them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep watching at the back and slowly. Hauling.
Wie viel das auch ist, ne? Wie viel die da schon eingesammelt haben. Wie schmeißt man sowas vom Schiff? Wie kann man davon mehrere haben? Du musst ja einen riesen Platz haben.
Yeah, that stern trawl door is definitely open.
Okay. Weg. Dann schieben die da diese Scheiße einfach ins Meer.
What do you think, Adam?
Einfach alle mal reinschubsen und weiterfahren.
Straight line coming out the door and going into the water.
I see it. What is the point in having laws if laws aren't going to be enforced? More than half of the world's population depend on the oceans for their survival. Illegal fishing completely jeopardizes any chance of there being sustainable fishing.
War vorhin einmal zu sehen. Bei Rückfragen.
When government lacks either political will, economic means, or the jurisdiction to enforce those laws, then it falls upon private organizations like Seah Shepherd to fill that role. Thunder, this is Bob Barker. You are fishing illegally. Shut down your illegal fishing activities immediately, or we will have to intervene. Well, there's nothing we can do really while it's this dark, so we monitor it. We start prepping first light.
Okay.
Boah, wie weit die schon gefahren sind.
Morning, everyone. You all know what happened last night, of course. The Thunder fished. To block them from fishing should be quite simple because the first thing they have to put out is this 2-kilometer long lead line with a buoy at the end. So out of the back will come this buoy, and then following that will be the net. The net then drops down as they put out buoy after buoy. We're going to have several grappling hooks set on the bow of our ship. From the bow, we'll throw some grappling hooks down, we'll pull it up, we'll cut the buoys off, and without the buoy, they can't set the net. They have a limited number of buoys on board, so all we have to do is keep cutting that end buoy. Sooner or later, they're going to have to give up. You see the buoy anywhere?
No, not yet. There's more crew coming out all geared up.
We got the buoys there, Peter.
We got to get ahead of them. Get some life jackets on, get out on the bow.
Yep.
The people you need to
Yep.
do it. Grab a radio.
Yeah, I've got a radio.
If they do try to fish, then they've got to go through us to do it. Where are they at now?
Dead ahead.
Dead ahead?
Dead ahead.
Dead ahead, yeah.
Yeah, we see.
Copy that. Thank you, buoy. Keep calling.
We stopped?
Yeah, we're stopped.
They're getting ready for the boys.
Yep. Got it. Got it. Hold up. Come on. Tell them to hurry up because the thunder's coming at us.
Great. Peter says, hurry up, the thunder's turning back towards us, over.
Thunder, Bob Barker. They're going to come in pretty aggressively now. Yep. Tell people to come in from deck to go to the muster station. Pull it up, come on. Tell them to tell us as soon as it's up and cut free from the ship.
Buoy, could you please tell us as soon as we are free from the line, over?
They probably feel backed into a corner, and that makes them unpredictable and potentially quite dangerous.
Wer weiß, was sie da alles haben, ne?
Speed up a little bit, please, Adam. Are they coming towards us now?
They're coming around, for sure.
They're making a hard turn, eh?
Give it a kick astern.
Stand by for possible impact.
That's going to be close. Nice, Peter. That must have been a meter.
I could have jumped at, yeah.
What are we at? 10 ahead? Let's give it 20 ahead. 20 ahead. Let's let them calm down a bit. It's that Spanish temperament. 8.9 knots they're doing now?
Yeah.
They think somehow that they're going to shake us and be able to get away with continuing to pillage the oceans. It's just not going to happen. The plan went exactly the way we'd hoped it'd go. The deck crew has done a great job of pulling the buoys up. They did it really quickly.
It's a huge victory for us, and it's really annoyed the Thunder and hopefully ended their fishing operation.
Für den Moment auf jeden Fall.
Was it heavy?
No. I mean, a little bit, but nothing unmanageable.
Well, we'll see
what happens
next.
Yeah.
This might deter them from putting out anything anymore.
My hope is that fishing gear will be able to further link the Thunder to the gill nest that the Sam Simon crew is pulling out.
...3200 Kilometer weit weg. Und die holen immer noch dieses Scheißnetz ein.
When I came out on watch this morning, I wasn't feeling excited about it at all. Here we go again. Fucking hell. But with the Sam Simon actually locating the gear and confiscating that gear, we actually now can build a strong case to help prosecute the Thunder and shut her down.
Never seen something so disgusting in my life.
We got toothfish lost, 23.
We have 9.
Toothfish lost, we got 22.
It's a massive challenge going down to Antarctica, this remote edge of the planet with a volunteer crew. A lot of them are young people for the first time at sea. Not everyone knows what they're going to go up against, but they've come here with a purpose to defend and fight for the oceans. We've extracted close to 700 toothfish. That adds up to 21 tons, which is roughly $210,000 at retail price. And the gear is worth another $120,000. That's spectacular.
Einfach benutzen, vermarkten und was anderes daraus machen.
We're risking our crew every time they're working around these high tension lines. Let's slack it off a little bit. That's it.
We try and get the cut.
It's not gonna come up. It's crazy that it's bending the pipe. There's too much tension again.
Yeah,
Just in case. That'll be the end of the hauling. Yeah, that's it. It's good to call it quits while we're ahead. We've got 70 kilometers of line, and I think that is enough evidence to prosecute. Well, you guys must have heard this morning that we were hauling and then the roller bent, and I made the decision that we're moving on. What we do have to look forward to is that we're heading straight for the Bob Barker.
Are we?
Yes. So, whether giving us a good passage, we should be there in 6 to 7 days. We can meet up with our friends on the Bob who've been in an epic 52-day pursuit of the Thunder. We'll confront the Thunder with the Bob Barker in an aim to break the back of the morale of the Thunder. Let them see all the 72 kilometers of line that we have on deck.
We're almost at the 2-month mark. It is our 58th day of pursuit of the Thunder. As long as we can remain with them, the only option for the Thunder is to be escorted into port by the Bob Barker. This is very much a psychological game we're playing with them. We want to demoralize them and crush their fighting spirit. Sam, Simon, Bob Barker.
Hey, Peter, lovely to see all of you.
Is it nice to finally see the Thunder?
It is pretty special to see them. We've got a lot of the Thunder's gear, and we're going in close to show them.
Okay, that sounds good.
The biggest parts of the Sam Simon in this whole investigation is linking the gear that we have on board with the Thunder. Whenever she returns to port, law enforcement can match this with evidence on the Thunder, and then the Thunder can't refuse any of this gear as being hers. Yeah, all taking photos on the starboard and port.
San Simon, Thunder.
Go get them, Sid.
Thunder, this is Sam Simon on channel 16. Go ahead.
Necesitamos que San Simon y el Bob Barker se aparten un poco.
Tell him all the gear that they see on our ship is their illegal fishing gear from Antarctica, and that we are on our way to hand that over to law enforcement.
Tenemos toda su red ilegal de pesca que hemos cogido en Antártico.
Ok, sí, yo le informo que esa red no es de nosotros. Nosotros tenemos nuestros aparejos aquí a bordo.
Tell him that is for the law enforcement to decide, and we'll be on 16 if they need to call us again.
Vamos a ver lo que deciden las autoridades.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. Jeez. That's a good photo. That's a great shot.
The crew could provide invaluable evidence. They may have no idea that the ship is fishing illegally. We want to establish a means of communication with them.
Very often, nobody knows where their food comes from, and us being interested in the oceans, we always think about the fishing methods, but there's also all these people who work on the fishing vessels. We know from the hauling on the Sam how difficult it is. So can you imagine working 16, 20 hours during the fishing season? They often work between $100 and $150 a month. We have nothing against the people themselves. It's the owners, the operators, and the captain of the Thunder who are continuing to commit illegal fishing operations. So our attempt is to send them a message about who we are.
You have done nothing wrong. The captain and the owner must be brought to court to answer for their illegal fishing. Any information about the names of the officers and the owner of the ship will greatly help us. Sincerely, me, Captain Bob Barker.
The Bob's going to stay with them for a while, so this back and forth messaging can go on. And hopefully we'll get some messages back.
Hoffentlich haben die auch ein paar in anderen Sprachen drinne, damit wir das verstehen.
Lookout bridge echoes away.
If you care for the oceans and you care for the fish, then you have to care for the people who are involved. We stand in spirit with the rights that should be given to the crew.
There's nobody on deck. Are you guys gonna come close?
Echo, this is bridge. We will get closer to the Thunder and we will sound our horn to shake them and wake them.
Sam's coming in closer now.
Echo, this is bridge. There is people standing in the door on the aft deck. So try and throw one bottle.
This is Echo. The first bottle is on the aft deck successfully.
Yeah, they seem to be coming. Bob, Sam.
Sam, Bob.
Hey, just letting you know that we
Did see some activity after the fog on.
Okay, the more you can throw over, the better.
Yeah, will do.
Try as far forward as you can.
One more bottle.
Echo bridge, somebody is collecting the second bottle you threw.
They are reading it. They're making some hand signals.
Computers and the crew that's on that bridge into the water.
Was er jetzt mit drin
Who's got
steht?
the bottle? Is it still in the boat? Ooh, big message.
English or?
Nah, Bahasa. Try and get it translated. We've just managed to get the translation. They are worried. They were not aware that the Thunder was fishing illegally. We want to try and do a second message to seek information on the status of the crew themselves. And if they had any messages that they'd like to pass on, we'd be happy to be a conduit to their families and friends.
The Sam Simon's launching a small boat at 0900 hours. We have a new letter to the Indonesian crew.
We have a guy up on the bridge deck.
Bridge, we have the guy in the door where the crew comes out.
Oh, there's a guy with the balaclava that came out.
Bridge, this is Echo. We've got a guy with balaclava on deck.
We've never gone up against an adversary like this before. It's the unpredictability of them that makes them dangerous.
Echo, this is bridge. You stand by and see what happens. Over. Flare.
The guy with balaclava's gone in.
Yes.
This is the time to do it.
Echo, this is Sam Simon. The guy just went inside. You can return to the ship. Over.
Peter,
Sid, Peter.
We just spotted one of the
officers possibly throwing 2 of the bottles back into the water. So I'll try and just throw about 10 more sets. Hopefully one of them stays.
Okay, we'll just stay on station here then on the star recorder.
Oh, Balaclava's coming out.
He's out on deck.
Balaclava man's coming out.
He's got the chain or something in his hand, looks like. Echo, Sam Simon Bridge.
Echo. Do you copy?
Oh, what's that?
Echo, this is Bridge.
Balaclava guy and Simon.
I think I definitely go now. Echo, stand by.
Ist der da geworfen? Noch eine Kette?
We know these vessels have catch worth millions of dollars. We were told by other fishermen that if we went up against them, there was a high likelihood that we'd be shot.
Hey, Echo, we'll call it off. We don't want these guys to get too angry. They'll turn away and come back.
What happened?
Get my breath.
You okay?
Yeah.
I've sailed with Simon for many, many years. He's one of my crew members who most likes to be on the front lines. What's he throwing?
It was a bolt about 3-4 inches in diameter, straight at me, just hit me right on the inside of my groin.
He threw a bolt at your nuts.
Yeah, there you go. He's a pretty good shot, that guy.
You're okay?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it bounced right off into the water, unfortunately, so it would have been nice to have kept that.
The Thunder has tried to ram us. They've thrown bolts and chains at us. They're beginning to crack, and they're going to make a mistake.
Atlas Cove, Bob Barker calling you 7-7.
Bob Barker, this is Atlas Cove.
Wow. It's really impressive, isn't it?
The Atlas Cove is a toothfish longliner that conducts legal toothfish operations down in the Southern Ocean.
Go ahead, Peter.
Are you comfortable giving us support for the campaign? Over.
Yeah, roger, Peter, yeah.
We appreciate that. This'll certainly be a demoralizing blow for them.
Yeah, I hope so. It's certainly been a thorn on our side for some 15 years there.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons we really wanted to bag this poacher. They've agreed to follow the Thunder for a little bit.
All right.
So we will have 3 vessels following.
It's going to be a blow to the Thunder. Now they realize it's not just a bunch of hippies that's trying to save the oceans, but it's actually backed up by the legal companies.
We want him to feel that there's no getting away. We want him to feel that the campaign is reaching a critical mass. Hey, Steve, it's very nice to see you here. It's good to be looking at a vessel that isn't the Thunder.
Yeah, just one mammoth effort there, Peter. Just simply amazing.
Are you comfortable coming in within about 2 cables, 1 cable?
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem at all.
All right, thanks for that, Atlas Cove. Standing by, 7-7.
Peter, just wondering if it's okay with you guys if we try and get some dialogue happening with the Thunder over.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Fishing Vessel Thunder, este es el buque pesquero australiano Atlas Cove. Y hemos tomado posición junto al Seah Shepherd en soporte de sus acciones. Estas personas detrás de ustedes no lo dejan ir pasivamente. Su reputación habla por ellos, así que hágase un gran favor. Vaya acá y permanezca ahí.
It's good to see that there are some conservation-minded fishermen out there. I think it's pretty clear to the captain and the crew of the Thunder that the entire world is against what they're doing and they have no safe haven.
Y lo más importante, al ser una persona responsable ser humano, todos tenemos que cuidar lo poco que queda del mar, porque si no lo hacemos no queda nada para nuestros hijos, nietos y nietos. Cambio.
And they didn't react to that at first. They just kept radio silence, and then all of a sudden...
Ah, they're turning.
We need more RPM.
You realize that you're a tiny little boat which has a huge steel ship that is trying to act aggressively towards us.
The Thunder went right in between the Bob and the Atlas Cove, and there was only a cable between them.
The Thunder tried to show that they're aggressive, to show how big their balls are. To me, I think it just shows the desperation they're feeling.
The captain of the Thunder, he feels like he's trapped. There's nowhere left for him to run.
Ya son 3 barcos. ¿Cuál es el problema? Estamos navegando en aguas internacionales.
El problema es que ustedes están pescando de forma ilegal.
Negativa, nosotros no estamos pescando, solo estamos navegando. Se van a provocar un accidente. Sí, díganle al capitán del Bob Baker, al capitán del San Simon y al capitán del Atlas Coed que no le tengo miedo, pero yo voy a seguir con las órdenes que tengo, navegar en aguas internacionales. No les tengo miedo, cambio.
If someone says, I'm not afraid 25 times, it probably means that they are beginning to tire and get afraid of what lies ahead when they reach port.
Si ellos me quieren chocar, que me choquen. Si me quieren hundir, que me hundan.
He says he doesn't mind if his ship sinks.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Tell him good. As long as he stays in international waters, he's going to have the ships with him. He has to call port at some point.
Okay, atento en 1-6, en 1-6.
Atlas Cove, Bob Barker, 7-7.
Bob Barker, Atlas Cove. Go ahead, Peter.
He's obviously quite flustered, and I think we've accomplished what we set to achieve in demoralizing him. I don't think I've ever heard the captain of that ship so stressed before. Over.
Yeah, that's an impression that we sort of got as well.
Okay, well, safe sailing there, Steve, and we'll have the crew ready to wave you off, and then wish you a safe passage. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you guys today, and I hope it all comes to a good conclusion. Over.
He was saying that he wasn't afraid, and just saying that his crew was afraid. The reality is that the captain was the one asking us not to get close and just wondering why there is this fleet behind this ship.
I certainly think that we heard him break psychologically, and I think this is probably the worst day that he has had of this chase.
Hey, Peter. We'll just go past the stand and get the crew a chance to say goodbye, then we'll be on our way.
It's been great having you guys here. We're really going to miss you.
Good luck out here, and hopefully things go as we've planned.
Thanks, my friend. See you soon.
See you soon. We'll be heading towards Mauritius. When we get there, we'll have someone from Interpol come for statements and photographs and evidence collection. Let them see all the 72 kilometers of line that we have lying across on the SAM's deck. Then we'll refuel and reprovision our ship, and then come back to resupply the Bob Barker.
Once again, we're alone down here. The
Good
Thunder and
idea.
the Bob Barker have entered a waiting game. Their only option to avoid arrest is to try to outlast the Bob Barker. We have a war of attrition on our hands. It's a battle where both sides are in the trenches, staring at each other to see who's going to make the next move.
Ich glaube, Seah Shepherd hat da ein bisschen längeren Hebel, ne? Die machen das schon ein bisschen länger.
All the way through the chase, there were photographs being taken of people on the bridge, which would be shared with national enforcement agencies. It grew organically like that, and we expanded the operational group. 25 countries have contributed something to this. So as the Thunder moved towards South Africa, then South Africa and Nigeria became more involved. It has been one of the biggest things that we've done. They've been an iconic gang. The fact is that there are lots of other gangs out there doing similar or worse things, and we need to tackle them as well.
Well, yesterday in conversation with the official who came in from Interpol and the meeting that we had at the police headquarters, one of the biggest parts of the Sam Simon in this whole investigation is linking the gear that we have on board with the Thunder. So there's specific things like this, you know, crossing a node, passing it back through this. Even the way there's 3 orange buoys with 2 foam floats just to be able to spot it from the surface. The group over there is recreating a gill net, so there's little twines that hold the gill net up. There's a specific spacing, there's a specific knot, there's a specific construction.
It's sort of like a signature for these fishermen. So then when the Thunder does return to port and they have lines on board, all we have to do is look at their lines and their splicing and the connections and compare the two together.
This is analogous to blood-stained jacket at a murder scene, you know, where you're going to look at the cloth, the thread, the buttons. Where did all this come from?
Hello.
Welcome again.
Thank you very much.
We really have to put a lot of faith in the Interpol system. We're doing the job of authorities at sea, and so now it's time for them to pick up their side of the bargain at this end. And after seeing the way Interpol went around the ship, I'm very hopeful.
We've just spent almost 90 days now of following the Thunder, and when they go back to port, they're going to have Interpol to face and the courts, and that's not looking very good for them. And the same thing will happen for any other poaching vessels out there on the high seas.
Injustice can't live forever. Irgendwann kriegen sie jeden dran. Das erklärt jetzt auch, warum die so lange unterwegs sind, ne?
Today is our 100th day with the Thunder.
Lange.
Recently we received the news that the country of Nigeria has removed the flag from the Thunder, and that will make it near impossible for them to enter any port without detention.
Right now, after 100 days, I feel somewhat exhausted, but also invigorated.
We've covered 3 oceans now. We've got our eyes on our targets, and we're not going to let them go.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of black smoke.
Well, could you let Erwin know just to bring the revs up?
Are they changing codes?
It's really black, whatever's burning now.
I feel like I can see someone moving every now and again on that hauling deck area.
What do you think, Adam?
I don't know. What you say, they're definitely up to something.
Yesterday, the Thunder had a big burn on their aft deck. I don't really know what they're burning. They maintained radio silence so as to add confusion. We'll keep our eye on them. Thunder, Bob Barker, uno seis, cambio. Thunder, Bob Barker, uno seis, cambio. I think they decided that we weren't on talking terms.
Who was next to the incinerator just
All the nets that they still had lined up on the starboard aft is gone.
They always had some of these orange ones lying around here, but all this stuff is gone.
They're burning the evidence. Maybe they're gonna go into port.
That's their distress call. There's at least a dozen people on the aft deck, all wearing orange.
Thunder, Barker, diga. He said he's got a problem and they're sinking.
He's got a problem and they're sinking.
There are bulldogs and there's a ladder going on.
Is there a boat there?
Yeah.
This is strange. Ask him where's the water coming in.
¿Por dónde está entrando el agua?
Está entrando ahí por la máquina. Quedarán 15 minutos más o menos para que el barco se hunda.
15 minutes, he said.
It's not gonna sink in 15 minutes.
Like it's sinking at all.
Podemos ahora en el agua.
Just keep doing circles. We gotta get a boat in the water. I'm finding it hard to believe that the flooding would be of such an extent, if it's happening at all, to actually sink the vessel. One of my concerns is that the captain of the Thunder is keeping a skeleton crew on board his ship to flee the scene when I start rescuing his crew. Perhaps they'll actually go to one of these West African countries to try to offload their illegal catch. They can arrive before the international criminal police can liaise with local authorities to get the vessel detained. Get Sid on the phone.
Copy that. Working on it now, pick
Sam Simon, this is Sid.
Hey, Sid. So it's a very surreal situation we've got here. We've got the captain of the Thunder putting out a distress on DSC. The distress is sinking. They're abandoning ship right now. We're putting a boat in the water to recover them.
You think it's sort of a hoax call?
I don't know. They're abandoning ship right now. How close are you?
I'm about 36 miles away. It'll take at least 3 hours to get there.
Straight for us as quick as you can.
Okay, Peter.
Thanks.
Talk soon. Bye. I need top speed.
No!
I think they're getting ready for their end game.
This is very suspicious.
I don't feel like the Thunder's sinking very quickly. Ask him how many persons on board, how many crew.
He said they are 40.
So just check that everybody's okay, and we'll take it from there.
No problem, right here.
Yeah, all right, good.
Are you okay? How many people?
Gemini Bob, go ahead. Can you check the life rafts on port side, see how many persons are in there?
How many people?
Yeah, saying there's 20 people in the core life raft.
So that means 5 people are still on board the Thunder. Okay, thanks.
That dude in the shorts? That's the captain, though.
Hey, Sid. We've got about 35 of the crew in life rafts.
Do not take the crew on board until you have support on site. The Nigerian Shipping Directorate has replied to the report that I sent out, saying it is very likely a ploy by the Thunder to stop you from chasing her, and that the people that you bring on board could be armed, hostile, and dangerous.
The Thunder is drifting into the waters of Sao Tome and Equatorial Guinea. The vessel is listing to starboard, but I don't really know whether the ship is actually sinking or if the captain is just transferring ballast from one side of the ship to the other. Gemini Bob, copy.
I can see one man on the bridge deck still.
He said he needs us to take the people from the life rafts because they're cold and nervous.
Ask him to calm down. The weather's good. We're going to keep them in the life raft until another ship comes. We're going to give them water and food and anything they need. If I take 40 foreign persons on board, then that more than triples the people I have on board. It becomes a very difficult situation. They've been violent to my crew, and so I don't really want to take anybody on board until the Sam Simon arrives.
Besser, besser.
So we're not respecting the law like this.
Come on. Tell him we're the on-scene coordinator. We're dealing with this the safest way possible. They'll be perfectly fine. We've got another ship coming in 2 hours. Tell him to take care of his sinking ship.
Estamos coordinándolo todo lo mejor que podemos.
The captain of the Thunder has set his crew adrift, but he's delaying abandoning the ship himself. Very, very strange behavior for somebody who wants to be rescued.
Und dessen Boot schon seit -5 Minuten hätte eigentlich unter sein müssen.
Once I see the water reach the hauling area on the Thunder, I know that the vessel for certain is going to sink. The stability of the Thunder is changing. Tell him we're going to use our small boat. We're going to put a line on the life rafts. We're going to tow them to us, and we're going to attach them to us until the Sam Simon arrives.
Con nuestro barco, vamos a sacar una cuerda y vamos a atar.
Tell him we're not taking anybody on board until the captain and the chief engineer get off the ship as well.
Como capitán, yo no voy a bajar hasta que el barco esté casi en el agua. Por eso tiene que usted sacar a las personas. Capitán tiene que hacerlo, cambio.
I suspect that the Thunder captain refuses to leave the boat because he's probably sinking his own ship.
Wahrscheinlich.
They don't want anybody to get the boat. The boat's evidence.
And he wants to ensure that the vessel will actually sink before disembarking.
It's just a real desperate move, no matter how you look at it.
So the story ends out here, the bottom of the sea. Tell him get the rest of his crew off so we can take all of them on board. Tell this son of a bitch, tell him his crew have attacked my crew. We cannot take them on board until I know that all 40 people are on the life rafts. We can deal with all of this later. Tell him to get off his fucking boat so we can take him on board. We're going to argue about this for an hour while he's sinking?
Einfach sagen, okay, wir warten einfach so lange, bis es dann sinkt, okay? Ist ja auch okay. Warten wir halt so
We have
lange.
both a moral and a legal obligation to uphold the safety of life at sea. But at the same time, I have to take into account the safety of my own crew and my own vessel.
Share between the two.
The Sam Simon's the best vessel to take on the Thunder crew.
We should be able to see them in like 10 minutes.
They haven't been pursuing the Thunder for all 110 days, so it's likely that there's less bad blood between the two ships.
Cordon off the stairs on the back deck. If we do recover crew, they're not going to be just walking around, they're going to be confined to the back deck. The possibility of bringing 40 crew from the Thunder onto the Sam Simon obviously weighs heavily on my mind right now. We'll have twice the amount of people, all of them with a lot of anger against us. It's a bit unnerving. It's hard to imagine how this day will end.
So we've got a visual on you.
Just wondering
when you want to reach out to the Thunder.
Give me a couple of minutes. I'm just going to gather my thoughts.
And then I'll make the call.
We will only pick up people after there's all 40 in the life raft and onto the Thunder.
All right, Peter, thanks.
Das war jetzt nicht weiter gesunken, ne? Das Schiff von denen.
Go ahead, Gemini. Yep. We can't see any further activity on the bridge or on the deck like before.
Gemini, do you think everybody has evacuated the vessel?
Looks like everybody's off now. Everybody in the life raft.
With the arrival of the Sam Simon, I get the report that the Thunder captain has finally disembarked.
Morning. Anybody speaks English? Well, you want to say Simon? That's all right. Okay, please, I know please, okay?
Bob Barker, this is Echo. The life raft is no longer attached to the ship, over.
Okay, copy that.
I feel happy knowing all of the crew must have left the Thunder and that there's no immediate danger to anybody's lives. But I wanted to see this vessel go into port. I wanted to see a court use the physical evidence on board to track down the owners and deliver justice. And all of that becomes more difficult with the vessel sinking.
Sam, Bob?
Hey, Peter, Sid, go ahead.
Just want to run something by you. What do you think about
Putting somebody on the Thunder to see if they've left any paperwork behind on the bridge?
I think that's a great idea before she lifts any further.
Okay.
Okay, Peter, thanks.
When the captain of the Thunder sees that 3 of my crew members are boarding his abandoned vessel, I can see that his mood immediately sours. He realizes that we may be able to get some of the evidence that he hasn't been able to ensure would go down to the bottom of the ocean.
It's going down fast.
Let's give him another 5 minutes on board, and let's get these guys off.
All right.
I don't want them to stay on too long.
We are now in the bridge, over.
Roger that. You got about 5 more minutes, and then come on, get off the boat, okay?
Oh, here's a computer. Get the tickets.
Let's have these guys get off. Yeah, I told them that 10 minutes ago. Send them a reminder.
PCs gesichert, da sind doch bestimmt Sachen drin.
Erwin, Bob Barker, get off that ship. It's over.
Is there any way we can get to the engine room to try and stop this from sinking? Clean the place out. Engine room's this way, I guess.
Are they still on the boat?
Yeah, they have been told repeatedly to get off, and they're really drawing it out here.
Gemini, Bob Barker Bridge. Yeah, this boat's going down much quicker now, so get them off.
That's all toothfish there. We see bags and bags on it.
Erwin, Adam.
Tell them to get off.
Hey, on board then? Going back inside. It looks like it.
Irwin, Bob Barker Bridge.
Take the bag. Just take the bag. Give us anything.
And two, Adam.
That's slippy as fuck.
I really want these guys to disembark.
Yeah, they're supposed to be leaving now. Roger that.
Good job.
After finding the Thunder down in the Southern Ocean, we chased them across 3 oceans. Over 110 days, we covered over 10,000 miles. Finally, the captain decided to sink his own ship, but the courage of my boarding team has ensured that the legal case against the captain and officers of the Thunder can continue.
We took one computer from the bridge.
Yep, we got that.
Mobile phone, or 2 mobile phones from the bridge, I think.
Yep. Charts. We got the charts.
All the charts that they had in the drawers.
Yep, great.
All the doors are tied open. Should have a good flood with water already inside the fish hatch.
Was there a lot of fish on board?
Yeah, bags and bags of fish.
Okay. All right, good job. All right, let's have a look. There's no head, huh?
No head, but from the size and the flesh colour, I'd say it's definitely toothfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We set out to shut down toothfish poaching in the Southern Ocean, and evidence that the illegal activities of the Thunder is now in our freezer.
What is the problem, man? No problem. That's why you feel it. Go, finish.
Bob Barker, this is Echo. The Spanish crew is pretty nervous about the filming. You want us to stop?
The guys in that raft are not comfortable with the filming.
Keep filming.
The captain of the Thunder becomes very, very difficult. I think he doesn't really want to be rescued by myself. I think ideally he'd like to be rescued by some vessel where he can hopefully then get onto land somewhere and disappear.
Echo, this is Bob Barker. Everything points at a deliberate scuttling.
¿Qué pasó, hombre? Deja de grabar, coño.
We're passing them a line so we can tie them to death.
Don't bother if they're going to be like that.
It's important to get this evidence to Interpol so that we can see the captain jailed for his crimes.
Aber sowas von.
Sam, Bob?
Sam Simon, go ahead.
You can see she's going down a bit quicker now. The bow's coming out of the water considerably. The fish hold hatch was open. The ship's basically been prepped to sink.
They're actually scuttling their own ship.
It seems to indicate that.
For someone to go out and plan a sinking of their own ship means that they have a lot of pressure from the owners to not allow the vessel to go into port.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that it was intentionally sunk.
My life mission has been to shut this vessel down, and within minutes, this vessel will simply cease to exist.
Kann man nur hoffen, dass sie trotzdem dran bekommen mit den Beweisen, die es gibt.
Attention all crew, attention all crew. Looks like the Thunder's going down.
That's insane. That's fucking radars and antennas and thousands of dollars worth of gear. They're just sinking it. It's hard to fathom.
In a way, it just shows how much money they're making.
I know,
And they're just willing to give all this up.
Wie schnell es am Ende geht, ne? Plupp. Richtig, Harry.
Time is 12:52.
12:52.
There's some
The
stuff
thunder
over there.
is gone.
It's out of this world to see a ship go down like that. A ship that was perfectly fine this morning.
That was I expecting when I woke up this morning. Just like in the movies, the bow went up, a big bellow of air came out of it, and it just went right down to the bottom.
I think of all the scenarios that went through our heads, this was not on any of our minds. This shows a desperate, guilty act, you know.
Bob, Sam.
Sam, Bob, go ahead.
How bizarre was it watching the Thunder go down?
Unreal. Just unreal.
I felt my knees buckle a little bit.
I couldn't have foreseen this in a million years.
Now that the Thunder had sunk, the Sam Simon has to rescue the captain and the crew and contact the authorities to take the rescued people to Interpol for questioning. Okay, so here's the plan. We will embark people from one life raft at a time, and then one person at a time comes on board. They're checked to make sure they've got no weapons. We'll do that with each life raft at a time, and then I'll call you back. It's a sudden shift of emotions to move from tailing the vessel to now being the rescuers of the very people who we've been chasing for the last 110 days. Just throw it to them so they can attach it. Just knowing that there's the captain who's willingly scuttled his boat. He's in a weak position, but is personally very angry at us, and that we're the cause for him actually being in a life raft at the moment. It's a tough one.
Ja, er ist
Given
selbst
the
dran
unique
schuld, ne?
circumstances of our history, this would not be a regular rescue mission. Bridge, we can make a logbook entry that will start embarking the other crew, over. The captain needs to be the first one who comes on board so that he and I can have a face-to-face. I have to err on the side of extreme caution. The intentions and motives of the Thunder captain and the crew are unknown. And just have the captain come up. I'm the captain of the Sam Simon. You speak English or would you prefer Spanish?
English, Spanish, no problem.
We're going to take all your crew on board the Sam Simon, and we are going to go to Sao Tome.
Sao Tome, okay.
Can I have a crew list of your vessel, please?
Oh, the cruise is nothing.
What about the passports?
Passport? No. Oh, no, very, very fast.
Oh, it takes 6 hours.
Very, very fast.
One of the biggest ways of holding on to crews on illegal ships is for the captain to keep travel documents of the crew. Okay, one at a time, they can come on board. It seems that he was really holding on to the passports, lying that they had all sunk with the ship. And then as they were brought on by somebody else, I caught on to that and managed to get the passports back to the crew. The Indonesian crew are not responsible for these crimes of the Thunder. They are innocent men.
Einfach die
Can
Pässe
you ask
weggenommen.
him why he thinks that the Thunder sank? Why?
¿Nos puede contar qué pasó con el barco? Porque
You're sleeping? Okay.
¿Sabe por qué se ha pasado con el Thunder? Porque se ha ido...
No idea. Okay. Can you tell us why the Thunder sank? As the chief engineer?
Yeah. Boom, go to engine room, water.
So boom as you hit something or boom in the engine?
No, hit something.
You hit something?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, muchas gracias.
He's the fishmaster.
Fishmaster. You don't have to ask him because he's not going to answer. He does not have the attitude for it. Thank you. It is impossible to have a ship full of people and nobody knows. They have clearly been told to tell us nothing.
There's a lot of smokes.
I'm just gonna get a back roll.
There's a bucket there, so no smoking on the ship, no lighters. Fire hazard.
What is the problem? Security.
We need to check the documents. I don't know who these people are. I need to establish an identity. This is a special situation, you know. You and I both know what is behind the accident.
Okay.
So we have to understand.
Lo más importante que le diga a la gente, a seguridad, que somos náufragos, que no somos nadie, claro. No, pero que se lo comunique a la tripulación, porque él es muy prepotente. And the security.
I have to look after my security. I'm going to do it according to my procedures. Don't tell me how I should do it on my ship. I have picked you up. I'm going to take them to Sao Tome. What I have to do is my responsibility, yeah? Okay?
Okay?
Yeah.
So nämlich.
Hey, Peter, just checking in. We've got the captain on board.
Is he aggressive? Is he violent?
What's his behavior like?
He came on very quietly, then he got a bit agitated, and then we had a discussion.
Just keep saying that I'm not treating him right, but that doesn't bother me.
So I'm just going to turn due east to Sao Tome now.
Copy that.
All right, I'll be standing by. Thanks, Peter. All right, Sonia, 10.5 knots. In the transit from the Thunder's sinking location to Sao Tome, I passed on messages to the relevant channels. It is decided that the crew of the Thunder would now all be taken to the local Interpol in Sao Tome, where they will be held for questioning. The case would then progress from there.
Leute, die so viel Geld haben, um sowas zu verkaufen, um sowas aufzustellen. Ich kann mir kaum vorstellen, dass
I saw the
die...
Thunder captain sitting on the Thunder's gear that the Sam Simon had confiscated. I knew that he resigned himself to his destiny. He lost his ship, his fishing profits, his freedom.
Werden sicherlich nicht reden.
We start checking people one by one to board the Coast Guard boat.
Okay, I will have one of my crew members standing by to receive your personnel, and the moment you're on board, I will come down and meet you personally. Over.
Welcome, Captain. Thank you.
Das sind ja nur ganz kleine Menschen im Vergleich zu dem, was da alles kommen kann.
She can show the documents to the port authorities. Now that the crew of the Thunder has got onto the boat to Sao Tome, the campaign has just ended. The Thunder crew sunk their ship this morning all because of us. She sits at the bottom of the ocean. Suddenly tomorrow morning when I get up, there's no poaching vessel to look after.
Fühlt sich bestimmt komisch an, wenn man das so viele Tage hintereinander macht. Fast ein halbes Jahr. Wegen einem Schiff.
This campaign started with a pretty crazy idea that we would just find one of these poachers and we would follow them for forever or however long it took, and then we would just kind of see what happens. I've been with Seah Shepherd for 12 years. This has been the most epic campaign that I've ever been a part of. Certainly the campaign I'm the most proud of.
All 40 have been taken to the local Interpol headquarters. Their plans to get away by scuttling their vessel haven't really come to much, and they're all going to be held for questioning, especially the fishing master and the captain.
This has been the biggest adventure of my life, and I'm really grateful that I've been able to share it all with you. So you trusted me from the beginning. I know there were a lot of difficult times.
And I think what we've said multiple times over this campaign, which is that when a group of determined people come together, you can move mountains. And I think that's what we've done through this whole campaign. Ultimately, on Peter and my behalf, I want to say thank you.
I hope we'll have many more adventures together.
In 2015, a court in Sao Tome fined the owners and captain of the Thunder and 2 of the ship's officers 15 million euros for charges related to the illegal sinking of their vessel. The captain and officers received multi-year jail sentences for their actions.
It was a significant achievement by Seah Shepherd, but the Thunder was one of a group of 6 vessels, the Bandit 6, who'd been involved in unregulated fishing in the Southern Ocean. We've been tackling the others at the same time. One is detained in Senegal, a couple were in Cape Verde. Malaysia prosecuted the Purlon. Indonesia had some success. So what we're saying is, overall, we've disrupted the operation severely as a result of international cooperation, delivering some severe blows to this network.
In the spring of 2016, Spanish Guardia Civil arrested members of the Vidal family, long suspected of playing a key role in the illegal toothfish industry. Charges were dismissed by the Spanish Supreme Court due to lack of criminal jurisdiction on the high seas, but the facts were not disputed.
And a key part of the strategy is to disrupt the activities of the people that are facilitating the transactions, the agents ashore. And that relies on strong national legislation, which is the case now in Spain. We're going at this from all angles.
We always go out to these campaigns knowing that we are mentally stronger and more determined to take on these opponents. And I feel we're very persistent with what we do. We're a stubborn group of people who never ever give up. That's what eventually wears the opponent down.
This campaign is going to go down in history because 29 crew on this ship and 30 on the Sam Simon did what the governments could not do in 8 years, and that was to shut down this poacher. It will inspire groups and other movements and other causes. If you see a problem, it's not enough to just sit by and hope that it goes away. It requires your personal involvement.
So sieht es nämlich aus, ne? Wenn man möchte, dass sich etwas verändert, dann muss man selbst die Veränderung sein und sollte nicht einfach nur sagen, dass es ein Problem gibt, sich aber dann irgendwie nicht daran beteiligen, sondern man muss anfangen mit etwas. Und wenn man nicht in der Lage ist, bei Seah Shepherd mitzumachen, weil wegen was auch immer, dann gibt es andere Möglichkeiten, aktivistisch zu sein. Und wir haben ja eben gerade gesehen, wie wichtig es ist, hartnäckig zu sein und gegen diese Ausbeutung vorzugehen. In diesem Fall waren wir jetzt auf dem Meer. Und jetzt kommen wir wieder zurück in unsere heimische Landecke. Es war ein sehr interessantes Video, ein sehr gutes, aufklärendes Video. Das erklärt auf jeden Fall, wieso man so lange auf See ist. Es erklärt, warum man so lange unterwegs ist, wieso man so lange von Familie getrennt ist. Wir haben es im Vergleich zu Seah Shepherd sehr bequem, ne? Hier zu Hause auf Stages zu sein, auf Discord-Servern, um dort veganen Aktivismus zu machen. Wir haben es bequem. Oder einfach nur den Aktivismus in der Schule, auf der Arbeit oder wo auch immer. Denkt dran, wenn wir stehen bleiben als vegane Gemeinschaft, als vegane Tierrechtsbewegung, bewegt sich nichts. Und wir nennen uns nicht Bewegung, weil wir stehen bleiben, sondern weil wir etwas nach vorne bringen möchten. Also seid aktiv und wir sehen uns nächste Woche Mittwoch.